All right, the tunes are on the go, and you are ready for the show. It's the show right here on Shaw TV, episode number 109. My name is Matt Carter. Welcome to the next amazing hour. Our musical guests right in behind my left shoulder. TerraZetto, a great trio featuring Kenny Boom Boom Brault, Kara Ingressano, and Voodoo Dave McGrath. You can often see these guys around Vancouver Island doing a crazy mix of original cover tunes, Latin, some jazz, Americana, often sung in a variety of languages. So great stuff. We're going to have lots of tunes and have an interview with them later on this hour. Keeping the theme with the music, we're also going to have the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival coming up soon. Talk about that. Now, what is chamber music? Who's going to be there? Find out when Bisla speaks with music director Pippa Williams, who is also the first person we've ever had on the show that plays the oboe. So, oboe, reads all about it. That's a music joke there, and Rona got it. After that, we're going to find out about some of Nanaimo's model citizens, in particular members of the Nanaimo Boat Modelers Club, a group that builds and sails model boats on a regular basis here in Nanaimo. Our mighty mariner Lewis, he's going to find out more about the club from club member Steve Martin, and of course we'll see if Steve is indeed a wild and crazy guy. We're going to turn our attention as well to the Nanaimo Lifeline program and learn about a new wireless device they're working with that can help someone who is vulnerable reach an emergency response team in the case of a medical emergency. Very important, of course, when there's no landline phone present. So Joanne's going to find out more about that from Joan Ryan, who's the executive director of Nanaimo Lifeline, and that's part of the Nanaimo Hospital Foundation. Now to finish off, we're going to have a very, very fun segment involving Easter eggs, and that doesn't mean smashing them on her head. No, we're going to find out how to plan the most fun Easter egg hunt ever, and Bisla is going to be doing that with Pattie Walker of the very legendary Pattie's Party Palace right here in Nanaimo. But if we're going to end the show on chocolate, we should probably also start the show on chocolate, but with a very cool local twist. So we're sweeter and sweet, we're cooler than cool. It's the show right here on Shaw TV.
It's Easter time once again, and blossoms are in the air. And the other thing that I have in the air right now is the smell of chocolate. And today my guest is Veronica from Cherub Chocolates, and she has invented the Nanaimo Bar Easter egg. Way to go, Veronica. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Is this it here? I have to do a little
is.
taste.
You
I'm
definitely
starting
have
off with
to
a
do.
taste.
It's all about taste. It's all about new beginnings. It's springtime,
my
as you
goodness.
said. There's so many colors in Easter. It's always a period of renovation. So this year we decided to bring something absolutely different and something new. I don't know if you know, but recently our new Prime Minister, again new, has been to US at the banquet where they've been served some of the traditional and most beloved creations like Nanaimo Bar. So we thought what we're going to do with that, because it's really Easter and visit, so we decided to make Nanaimo Bar Easter egg.
Wow. Oh, this is the final product.
That's the final product. It looks exactly like Nanaimo Bar. Actually, it has, like here, I have two halves. One is the custard frosting, and another one is base filling with coconut. It's our own recipes, but it's also relevant to traditional Nanaimo bars.
Nanaimo bars.
Yes. So after that, once it's done, we kind of close it and make it together. Right, like this. But once you cut it, you can actually taste and see all the layers.
Look, it's incredible, and the taste is just
So
exquisite.
far, as soon as we launched it, couple of weeks, it's been extremely popular because since we are located also in downtown Nanaimo, people can come. We have lots of tourists who are very interested in everything related to Nanaimo. So we thought it's going to be kind of, right now it's on our really best seller. So we box it. And we always trying to create and bring something new and something different, something luxurious, because for our customer and chocolate, it's such a gorgeous product that it's all about presentation and taste and flavors.
And you are an artisan. You are a chocolatier, but you are also an artisan because it's incredible. The taste is great. Now, you are also part of the Nanaimo Bar Trail.
Yes.
So, because I know I've been, I followed the trail one time.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
And came to your store.
That's right. And for that, because everybody on the trail tries to create, again, something different, something unique, relevant to their store. So what we have now, we have Nanaimo Bar truffles that we're making also in store. It's our very own recipe.
Trying this one too.
Go
Veronica.
ahead. Yes. We won an award with this with one of the bus stop street fairs. It was one of the most popular people choices. So it's has all the
Wow.
components of Nanaimo bar, but in a round shape, in a truffle shape. And it's, again, very popular because since we're in Nanaimo, lots of people come to me and ask if Nanaimo bar has been created in Nanaimo. So I'm kind of hard not to answer this.
Well,
Somebody is stealing. I know. That's what happens in store. Every day I'm creating like a whole new bunch of that.
I bet you are.
Yes.
And I really want to show these off because they are so beautiful. Check out, like I said, you are a true artisan.
Thank you very much. So all these Easter eggs, they're good enough for the whole family. We do different boxes with assortment of chocolates, with Easter eggs. So it's a really nice hostess gift, which you can take to the whole family, and they will be excited because nobody else does it. And because we are here on the island in Nanaimo, it makes so much. There is a lot of different in the product because it's super fresh, right? It's right there. I've done it this morning, and here we go.
And actually,
next day.
why don't you show how you do it all?
So
I love the molds.
Yes, we
I think
use
the
the
molds are
molds.
great.
We use the molds, which we fill with the chocolate, then filling. No fingers?
No, I'm not fingering. I want to eat it all.
Yes, and the base, and then we, of course, cover it again with chocolate. There is a middle layer, and we combine it together so it looks exactly like a finished product.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Do you know the history of the Nanaimo bar? Has anybody ever asked?
Oh yeah, many times. I pretty much know it by heart because every day I have this question.
Well, and I've been curious, right? And I Googled it, of course, and of course Wikipedia has their information. But what do you?
My version of that is kind of I stick to one of the legends is that because it's used to be a miner's town. So it's very hard work. So the housewives would prepare some very nutritional, very rich, very high calorie food or dessert because it's very simple also in execution, but there are so many flavors, there are so many ingredients like eggs, coconuts, butter, so it all creates a very unique combination of flavors.
It does.
So, and it helps you to go a very long way. So those tourists who come and try to make Nanaimo Bar Trail, once they try it a little bit, it takes them to the next more than 30 companies which also do something with Nanaimo Bar.
You know, I've made the Nanaimo bar as well.
Yes.
Because it's like, instead of buying it, it was actually really good.
Yes, good.
It, from scratch. It was worth the effort to make it. So I really appreciate your coming onto the show. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you very much.
And
I hope to
happy
see you.
Easter.
Thank you.
Happy Nanaimo
Easter.
Bar Trail, too.
Yes, absolutely.
And now we are going to go over to Bisola on the main set. And I'm going to
Thank you
keep on
very
eating.
much, Anna. I can't wait to taste the Easter egg Nanaimo bar. They look so scrumptious. Anyway, if you're thinking of something fun to do this spring, then the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival is the place for you to be. And my guest, Pippa Williams, welcome to the show, is here to tell us about the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival. Welcome to the show again, Pippa. How are you?
Thank you. Very well, thank you.
So how long has the VI Chamber Music Festival been taking place on this island?
Well, we're excited and delighted. This is our 5th year.
Wow.
So still growing, bringing in new acts. It's just really, really encouraging.
Wow, that's incredible. 5 whole years.
5 years.
So what is the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival all about?
Well, this is really an opportunity to present music that people don't often hear. A variety of different instruments, different size of ensembles, and just really, really interesting composers that you may not have heard of, some that you may have heard of, but in a different kind of setting. It's a really intimate setting. Chamber music is, you feel like you're in somebody's house, and you're up close and personal to these musicians who are top-notch musicians, the top of their trades, and we're just really excited to bring these artists to Nanaimo.
Okay, so what can people look forward to during the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival? What's the artist lineup like?
Well, we start the festival April 14th in conjunction with Lulu Performing Arts from Gabriola. So they're bringing in Borealis String Quartet, really, really top performers with the tremendous jazz pianist David Braid. So it's going to be a really exciting program. So that kicks off our festival, and then on the 14th, and then on the Friday we open the festival in Nanaimo at the Entertainment Center, and we start off with a trio, piano, oboe, and flute, the Bourgeois Trio, and really amazing composers that they're going to be presenting, and we're really excited about their programming. We have a brass quintet, some of the top brass players from Victoria, many of them symphonic players, but in a different dynamic when they're together with just a few instruments and presenting, again, pop music in a chamber setting, and you know, interesting composers that these instruments can play that you don't get an opportunity to hear. So it's really, really a creative opportunity to hear these instruments. We have a tango group coming. So those of you who love the Argentinian tango, this is a quintet, also dynamic group of musicians, and really, really interesting music, milongas, and you know, some of the Piazzolla works, and really, really, really fun. So that will be exciting. We have a flute and guitar ensemble that's coming. L'Aube Enchantée is their name of the ensemble. Both of them virtuosic instrumentalists, flute and guitar, and that will be an exciting program. We have another string quartet coming from Vancouver, the Vancouver Quartet. Again, top symphonic musicians, presenting a program of classical, pop, and some of the Baroque composers as well. So a real variety of different genres of music, different instrumentations. Some you don't get to hear this ensembles together, and composers that you may or may not have heard of. And some of the repertoire that they've developed that is incredible.
Yeah, I can just imagine, because you guys obviously have quite the lineup of local artists and people that are not from the island, and I think that's just fantastic. So the festival dates again are April 14,
15, and 16.
And 16th, and it starts on Gabriola.
Yes, starts on Gabriola.
And in Nanaimo.
That's correct.
Okay, so one last question for you. Is there like a dress code? Because if you are doing like the chamber music orchestra kind of thing, it kind of sounds like you want people to maybe not put on the best of their best outfits, but you know, dress up for the occasion, and just like, it seems to me like it should be like a fun night out. It is a fun night out, and really chamber music in this genre at downtown Nanaimo will be where you can come as you are, you can dress up, you can you know, be yourself. It's really a personal opportunity to get up close with these musicians, hear some music that you've never heard before, hear some ensembles, but it can be casual, it can be anything. It's anything you want it to be. Nice. And we're excited to present this downtown in Nanaimo at the Entertainment Center. Thank you very much for coming on the show, people. Well, you've heard it, the Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival. There's going to be tango and lots of fun music. So make sure you get your tickets. The information was on the screen. And now I'm going to throw things over to our musical guest, and they'll be singing a song titled Shine.
If you made me as the wind, I would follow you along, hum a little breeze, and suppose a little song. I would mussy up your hair, I would blow it all around, and I'd pull the silk out of milkweed just to please you. I know I am sitting in the sky, I know why to shine with you, gonna shine. And if you made me as the rain, I would sweeten all the air and paint your tiger feet with rouge and lavender. I would lick and I would flow to cool your stony brow, then drift the fields in white and rest the winter there and shine. This morning I decided to be free again, to be me and shine, shine. And I know why I'm sitting in the sky. I know why to shine with you. If you made me as the sun, I would spin the world with light, just to offer you the dawn and then wait for you at night. And in the wanting spring, with Virgo on the rise, my hands would warm the earth and open seed to life and shine. I know why I'm sitting in the sky. I know why to shine, shine. This morning I decided to be free again, to be me and shine with you.
Thank you, TerraZetto. That was awesome music. Very cool. So tonight is my honor to welcome Steve Martin. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Steve Martin. We don't talk about the other guy. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you're a member of the Nanaimo Boat Modelers Club, Steve.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me a little bit about the club. I understand you have 40 members from Duncan to Qualicum Beach. Is that true?
Yes, it started about 35 years ago with just a couple of guys that were interested in building and running radio control model boats. And it's grown from there.
So these boats, are they all hand-built by your members?
Well, a few of them are kits, but most of them are hand-built by the members out of just about anything you want to name. Wood, plastic, fiberglass, metals, anything.
What kind of boats would we be talking about? Tell me.
If it floats, we build it. Fishing boats, tugboats, passenger ferries, merchant ships, naval ships, and sailboats. It runs the whole spectrum.
I understand you have boat shows every so often. Tell me what happens at your boat shows.
Well, yes, we have one coming up in April at Country Club Mall from the 7th to the 10th of April. Mm-hmm. And we'll have a lot of boats on display. And we also have a 16-foot pond in which we will be running them from time to time, some of the smaller ones. And we have a half a dozen boats that kids can run. They're radio controlled, and we just let them get in the water and go for it.
We've got a couple of slides that show some of that. There's a slide of a gentleman. He's holding a boat that he's obviously built, he and his family. And I think that's a torpedo-type boat, I understand, if that's not...
Yeah, there is, yeah.
And we also have a slide of this pool you're speaking of. We can see, I think it was at your Ladysmith's, it was a boat show some time ago. There's we can see the boats in the foreground and the people in the background having fun piloting them around.
Yeah, well, we take the pond wherever we're asked to put up a display. And especially the kids of all ages. And we'll just let them play with it. And sometimes they become interested in the hobby and take it from there.
I understand that it's a lot of fun.
If we had any more fun, somebody'd try to tax it.
That's got to be fun. We have one more shot, and that's of it looks like a Coast Guard type boat, and you can sort of see the smoke coming out of the stack. And so there's a lot of realism, a lot of trouble, a lot of effort goes into making these boats, I understand.
Well, when you're building them from scratch, it could take anywhere from 6 months to 2 or 3 years.
Wow. Well, we have a couple of yours we're going to be showing later on in the show, and we're going to be able to see some of the intricacy and the effort that goes in. So your club meets once a week, you say, on Sunday?
Yes, behind the Long Lake Inn, we have our own dock, and if anybody wants to come down and bring the children, we can play with the boats and have fun.
So what happens at these little weekly get-togethers? You have different boats, you have like races or any other kind of special things?
We get the boats into the water and run them and exchange ideas and get answers to silly questions and that sort of thing. And then, of course, there's coffee.
The best part of it.
That's part of it.
Well, okay, if people want to get involved with your boat club, if they want to aspiring club people, boat builders, they can contact your club. The information will be on the screen as we speak. And they're welcome to do that, I imagine. Is that true?
At any time.
Okay, listen, Steve, thank you very much for joining me on the show. It was a great pleasure, and great pleasure to have the real Steve Martin on the show. So now I'm going to throw it over to Joanne Hogan and Nanaimo Lifeline, of whom my wife avails himself from their services, so I have a special place in my heart for them. Joanne?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Louis. It's very interesting to hear what Steve has been having to say about building ship models like this, and I'm really looking forward to the second part where you actually impress us with the beautiful craft you've built. Tonight, or this evening, whichever time zone you watch this in, I just wanted to say that we're welcoming back Joan Ryan, who's the Executive Director of Nanaimo Lifeline, which is a social agency owned by Nanaimo Hospital Foundation. So welcome, Joan, and what she's going to be doing for us this evening is presenting some new technology in health devices.
Thank you. Well, I think maybe a little history may be in order. The Nanaimo Lifeline program is now 29 years old, and I've been running the program for 27 years of those. So when I first started, there was one machine, one button, that was it, no choices. Now we have choices. We have had several generations of equipment over that time. So Lifeline within the home of the client consists of two things, a machine and a button. Now we have traditional machines and traditional buttons and the new wireless machine and fall detection buttons. So to fill in all of that, not to confuse people too much, the traditional button is a button that the wearer must push in order to send a call for help.
Okay.
And I'm wearing the traditional button both on the wrist and around my neck. The button you're wearing is a fall detection button. This button will detect when somebody has had a fall in about 95% of the time. We call it a hard fall. So if somebody tripped and fell, lost consciousness, or had, for whatever reason, had lost consciousness and fell, if they don't move for 30 seconds, that button will automatically send a signal to the base unit to send a call for help. So we call that the auto alert button, or people call asking for the fall detection button. This new machine is our wireless machine. And to make it clear to people, it's wireless because it is not plugged into a landline telephone. It uses cellular technology to call our call center. Obviously, it's not a cell phone itself, but it uses cellular technology. So people who don't use landlines can now have Lifeline by using this machine.
So do people need to have their own cell phone technology?
Absolutely, they need to have their own cell phone because we need to be able to call them and speak to them.
Oh, of course, yes, okay.
With Lifeline, we ask for responders for all of our clients. So responders are contact people who have agreed that if we call them, they will go and be with the person. They don't have to be able to medically help them, but they need to be able to go there. The first response with traditional service is we pick up a phone and we talk through a two-way voice speakerphone that's in the base unit itself. This doesn't have that. because it's cellular technology.
Okay.
So we need to call people to say, Joanne, we got a call from your mother and she's not answering her phone. Can you go and check on her? That's the way the system works.
As opposed to calling an emergency response service first, you have persons go over and check.
Exactly. We don't call emergency vehicles out unless A, we have already spoken to somebody, we know they're needed,
right.
Or B, we have actually identified this as a particularly high-risk Lifeline user.
Okay.
Then we'll dispatch ambulance before we call a neighbor.
I see.
So it depends. We pretty much customize depending on what that client's needs are.
Well, that's an invaluable service to our community. I'm so pleased to hear that the technology continues to evolve as other technologies evolve to ensure that people who are feeling vulnerable can get this kind of support.
Absolutely. We're very proud of our service. In our 29 years, we probably installed approximately 8,000 machines. We currently have over 1,500 active clients on our system. And our program is the only Lifeline program in the province that still runs its own call center.
Oh, okay. So is there a number that we've probably shown on screen, the number and the website page where people can find out more about contacting to get involved with finding out about what services a person might need who's in a vulnerable situation, right?
Absolutely. Our Nanaimo number is 250-739-5770.
Okay.
And our website is connected to the Hospital Foundation's website, so it's NanaimoHospitalFoundation.com/lifeline.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming and sharing this such vital information about how we can help others who need help in our community. It's invaluable, and I'm sure that people will be delighted to go to the website and find out more about those services. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And now we're going to be speaking with Matt. Matt is, again, going to recap the show for us as I believe we're halfway through. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Joanne. Thanks, Joan, as well, for being here. Amazing to know that, again, that technology is out there being developed to help us keep in touch with our healthcare providers. Really, really valuable stuff. So, as mentioned, you are watching the show right here on Shaw TV. And as Joanne said, about halfway through the program. So far on the show, we've had the good fortune to talk chocolate and Easter eggs with Veronica from Cherub Chocolates. We learned about the upcoming Vancouver Island Chamber Music Festival in April with music director Pippa Williams. And, of course, we also went to see Billy with the Nanaimo Boat Modelers Club. And, of course, we just learned about the new, again, wireless alert communication system being set up by the Nanaimo Lifeline program, a part of the Nanaimo Hospital Foundation. Again, a great thanks to them for all the wonderful work they do. Coming up, we're going to be setting sail again with, as Lewis mentioned, the real Steve Martin of the Nanaimo Boat Modelers Club. We got some great boats to show you. We're also going to give you some insider tips near the end of the program on how to plan the most awesome Easter egg hunt of all time with Pattie from Pattie's Party Palace. Rumor has it she's consulted the Easter Bunny itself for some of this information. Now, in the next couple of minutes, we are going to chat with our musicians, Kenny, Carrie, and Dave from TerraZetto right behind me. But first, we're going to have another song from them, and what I'm guessing will surely be a tender love ballad with the title of Machine Gun. It's more ammunition for you to stick around and watch the show here on Shaw TV.
Money to be made, guns for sale. Guns for sale, money to be made, guns for sale.
Time for peace, will the killing ever cease? Time for peace.
Thank you, TerraZetto. That was awesome. Awesome sound. So I'm back with Steve Martin again, and here we are with some of his boats. So Steve, these are awesome. These are awesome. Can you tell me about these two boats that you built?
Well, the one I have in front of me is a motor torpedo boat from the Royal Canadian Navy in World War II. It's still under construction, but I brought it along to show the people how one of these boats runs.
Can you give us a little demonstration? That's actually, you can put this in the water and it'll tootle around.
Oh, yeah.
So can you just show us what happens when you flip the switch?
Well, yes, but I'll explain to people the stuff that's inside. First of all, we have a lithium battery, which powers everything, and it's hooked up to a radio receiver located back here, and the receiver is connected to a servo motor which controls the rudders. The other cabling goes up to a speed control, which you can get variable speeds forward and reverse on the motor. So by moving my one arm on the transmitter, the rudders move. By moving the other control,
That thing could really hop along by the look of it.
well, yes, it'll move along. The real ones did 40 knots.
Wow. How about this one here? Tell us a little bit about this one then, Steve.
This is a Flower class corvette, HMCS Nanaimo, built in Victoria, and she served on the North Atlantic convoys from 1941 to 1943. Came back to the West Coast, and the remainder of the war, they used her as a training and patrol vessel around Vancouver Island.
So you built this entirely from scratch. You didn't use a kit. This is all from scratch.
I started out with a set of plans and a big bucket of fiberglass and a very patient wife. And it's the hull is fiberglass, and most of the superstructure is styrene plastic.
So now the parts you'd get, where would you get the parts and pieces for this?
Well, you make them. You make them, you carve them. The life rafts here are out of wood, covered in fiberglass. The weapons are all made up from little bits and pieces of plastic and metal tubing.
You didn't have any blueprints to go from. You just sort of, how did you had plans? You said and
Yes,
photographs.
I purchased a set of plans from an organization in Ottawa, Vanguard Model Marine. It's a bunch of amateurs, draftsmen, who do these plans up for modelers.
How long did it take to build this, Steve?
A couple of years. It depends on the complexity of the project and how patient the wife is.
That's an important prerequisite.
That is a very
picture.
important prerequisite, yeah.
Well, my goodness. So do you have any other plans? You have to finish this boat. That's the first thing on your list.
That will be finished hopefully later this spring. And, I've got a couple of ideas that I might pursue, but it takes a few months of research before you can actually get to the construction.
Well, you've set the stage. You've done some amazing creations. I want to thank you, Steve, for bringing these amazing things. A lot of patience, obviously, a lot of hard work. They're really looking good, and thank you for joining me on the show. We're going to look forward to the upcoming show. We'll probably see some of your work there, I imagine. Eh?
Yes, thank you very much for having us on, and hope to see everybody at the show.
All right, thanks, Steve. So, all right, well, with that, then I'm going to throw it over to Matt Carter, who's going to interview TerraZetto and find out how they do their amazing music. Matt?
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much, Louis, and thank you very much, Steve, for being here as well. I mean, segments like that do help to keep the show afloat. Meanwhile, my jokes have a bit of a Titanic outcome, so quick. Oh, actually, Todd liked that one. Anyways, let's turn our attention now quickly, freeze now to our music makers. TerraZetto, beside me in the red shirt, Kenny Brault. In the middle on the vocals, Carrie Ingressano. And over there hitting the skins, Dave McGrath. TerraZetto, thank you guys very much for being here today.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having us.
First question, what the heck does the name TerraZetto mean?
Yeah, a lot of people wonder what that means. We made it up, actually. There's a bit of a history. The band came together in 2010, actually, with Jenna Floor, who was in a band with Voodoo Dave. And me and another fellow joined up, and we got an accordion player, and we had to come up with a name. So we came up with, checked the internet, and we came across this word called TerraZetto, which is a musical piece made for classical, like Baroque. It'd be a three-piece, either three-piece violin, three-piece vocals. But already that band was taken, so Jenna came up with an earthy name, TerraZetto. So it's kind of goes all around the world. That's what the music is about, really.
So,
Continental.
Absolutely fits with the style of the music, yeah. Speaking of different styles, let's get you to pass the mic over to Carrie here for a sec. Now, you guys do songs in obviously a number of styles, but also in different languages. So you sing English, French, and Portuguese. So
yes.
How the heck did you learn 3 different languages?
Well, the English came pretty easy. Mom and Dad. I'm married to a Brazilian, and so I've learned Portuguese for that reason, and studied French and lived overseas, so lived in France for a little while, and just loved the sound of their music. I've always been attracted to it.
I was just going to ask you, actually, out of those 3 languages, is there one that's a favorite?
Oh, it's got to be the French, I think.
French, Nice. And I know later on the next song we're here is actually French, so stoked for that. And also, another part of your background is also in healthcare, in
That's
nursing.
right.
So I just wanted to ask, is there any parallels you can sort of draw between healing and sort of the power that comes out of music?
Yes, I'm a family nurse practitioner in integrative medicine, and for sure, music changes biochemistry of people in a really positive way. Brings down cortisol levels, brings up happy dopamine levels. So, and it's also something you do together. So it's a social thing.
Social thing,
yeah. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, science behind it as well as emotion and spirit. Great. I'm going to get you to pass the mic over to Dave over there. And since we're talking about healing and all that sort of stuff, I know you've been instrumental in creating a lot of drum circle events in town. And on your website, the first thing you write is the drum is a healing instrument. So was it about drums and percussion that's healing, and how does that sort of manifest itself in all the drum circles you've been involved in?
Well, the drum, something about hitting the skin, the actual hand on the skin, the tactile, and just the rhythm that immediately, it's like the heartbeat, right? So anyone who has a heartbeat can relate to drumming, right? And so it kind of moves you in a very deep way, and the drum's very accessible to everyone. Anyone can pick up a drum and start playing. And it's.
I should probably ask you too. I mentioned there the drum circles. Maybe folks don't know what those are. So what is sort of traditional drum circle?
Traditional Nanaimo style. We just usually in the summer we get together in the park down at Suelano Lagoon. Usually once a week, depends. And it's just a bunch of people come together. It's a building community. It's a social thing. People hang out. And when they're there drumming, they're not thinking about anything else. You just go there, you play, you just forget all your worries for a short period of time, and that alone is worth it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's really cool. That's social. Also, in terms of the music, and I'll touch on this with Kenny in a moment. I'll just keep the mic for a sec. Just about the different styles of music, and lots of African, Latin American, Cuban rhythms that often manifest itself in the drums. So maybe just tell us what is you love about those styles of rhythms and music.
Well, I love the interplay, the way the rhythms mix together, and the way you can take a few simple rhythms and layer them on top of each other, and it makes beautiful music. It's all about each rhythm has its place, and they play together, and that makes the music. So I love that, just the way the African and Latin rhythms, the way they interlock, and they're just, I grew up listening to blues and rock, but this, it really just hit a different chord in me when I first got into it.
Perfect. All right, well, I'm going to get you to hand the mic here back for Kenny. We're going to quickly get to the song, but one last quick question. Again, all these different styles of music that come to the TerraZetto performance. Great to see him here. Where can folks hear more about the band or hear some songs online?
Yeah, well, we've got a website, Reverb Nation /TerraZetto. TerraZetto, easy to spell. And we got, and we got some tracks there. And if you want to find us, check that website where we're playing. We've got some things kind of lined up for the summer. We like playing outdoors, all ages shows. So there's some street festivals, bathtubs, what else is
Very
there?
good. We'll just keep you guys open. All right, so we're going to get the mic back over there. Another song from TerraZetto, as mentioned, a song in French called Rouge. TerraZetto again on the show on Shaw TV.
Tu penses bien que tu vieux, je vois seulement que tu penses. Et moi, je ne vis que pour tes yeux, un petit perte d'équilibre et nous ne créons rien. Et je t'en prie, pensant avec nos yeux, créant dans une sourire, ascendant au soleil vivant, en respirant toutes les couleurs du vent. Et va, continue à faire ta naissance. Et moi, je poursuivis ma naissance. Ce moment, c'est le travail triomphant, un petit souffle de la joie. J'aimerais un ballon rouge et le mer et une poire d'anjou. Et pensant avec nos yeux, créant dans une sourire, ascendant au soleil vivant, en respirant toutes les couleurs du vent. Et va, continue à faire ta naissance. Et moi, je continue à ma naissance.
Well, Easter is just around the corner, and if there's one thing that the children look forward to, it's the Easter egg hunt. So how can you make the Easter egg hunt fun, not too challenging, and not too easy, and not same old, same old? My guest tonight, Pattie Walker of Pattie's Party Palace, is here to tell us about keeping the fun in the Easter egg hunt. Welcome to the show, Pattie.
Oh, thank you.
So I guess my first question to you is, what are the things to keep in mind when planning your Easter egg hunt?
Well, I think some of the things to keep in mind is whether it's going to be an indoor event or whether it's going to be an outdoor event.
Okay.
That's really critical, and with the weather right now, it's totally unpredictable.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the age brackets. And if it's going to just be a family event or if you're doing a public event.
Ah, okay, so all this factor in. What about food allergies? Because everybody is allergic to something now.
Well, I think that with the amount of food allergies now that we're having is that you need to almost know your guests, for one. If it's a private event, you have a little bit more control over that. And you can do things like this, where you can actually label
Oh, okay.
the egg so that, like this one is chocolate free.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So you could also
go.
have them labeled as
Chocolate-free.
sugar-free,
Yeah.
right? Those are different aspects of it. And you can actually, one of the things we would do is we would put a colored balloon at the beginning of the event, say this colored area is sugar-free.
Oh, okay.
This is peanut-free.
Okay.
So really knowing, that way to work for a public
Yeah.
event as well as a private event.
Oh, that's great. And then you can even write on the balloon, sugar-free, peanut-free zone, and everybody immediately gets it that this is where I need to
Exactly, and
be,
if
this is where I
you're-
shouldn't go.
And if you're unsure about the
Sorry,
different
her
things
ears are
happening.
moving, that's why they're moving. They move when you talk, so.
Keep them guessing, right? And if you know your guests, like with our children, we used to label them.
Okay.
So my son would know unless it had an A on it, he wasn't allowed to touch it.
Oh, that's a great
Right?
idea.
Because most children, depending on their ages, will recognize at least the first letter of their name.
Okay, so then they know if it's not the first letter of my name, I shouldn't be touching this.
You shouldn't be touching it because there's different age brackets. What's good for an 8-year-old is not necessarily good for a 2-year-old.
Okay, so for the Easter egg hunt, is it okay to do a dress-up theme other than the bunny ears, or is that a big no-no?
I would say that you can have other things there, but you absolutely have to have a bunny.
Okay, so you can have the bunny ears and have other things.
You can have
with
other
it.
things
Okay.
because you can have ducks and chickens, and Easter is about rebirth.
Okay, yeah.
So hence the bunny, right? But the bunny is traditionally a very big part of it.
So we should still keep the bunny in, and we can introduce other things.
You can introduce other things, baby lambs, things like that. It's all about the baby aspect of it as well, and life beginning anew in springtime.
Okay.
But the bunny has a tradition going back to the 1800s.
Okay, so keep the bunny in, and you can introduce other things. Okay, so
Absolutely.
what fun things and what fun items can we introduce to the egg hunt to keep the kids interested and to keep them going, wow, this is the best egg hunt ever?
Again, there's a couple of things you can do with the kids. You can have what they called, it was done down, I think in about 1870 in Pennsylvania. They did the egg roll. And you would, instead of going and hunting for the eggs, they had the eggs out and the children actually had to get down and roll the egg to the finish line.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, there's different things you can turn into a scavenger hunt. You can, especially if you have a lot of older children, you can have them participating. You can have, if you're doing a big group event or even a small event, you can have making Easter bonnets.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Easy to do to make Easter bonnets. You give kids a bunch of plastic pom-poms and paper plates and glue and hole punches and let them go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be putting together a basket?
I want to show you how to just put together a really quick, easy basket that even if, say, the kids want to make one for their teacher.
Yeah. Keyword is easy.
Easy. So you just need any kind of generic basket.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be colorful, some shred. You're just going to be putting it in.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be all pretty.
Okay.
You can
So
just mess it up. You want it all fluffy.
Fluffy, okay.
Go back to some of the traditional things, like things that kids like to have for spring if they're older.
So is that a...
This is a whoopee cushion.
Yeah,
right?
that would be a big hit for sure.
Absolutely. You can even use a sand bucket if you wanted to instead of a basket, right? And of course, you have to have some chocolate in there unless you're allergic, and then you can put things
Sorry, I'm
like...
laughing because the ears are just moving. And the more you talk, the more it moves. Okay, it's still moving. Okay, we got the caterpillar.
So we got a little caterpillar, we got some little bubbles, it's springtime.
And
We've got a wind-up chicken. Again, it's a baby chick. You know, things that they're gonna like. It doesn't have to be all candy, right?
Okay, let's do a chocolate.
A chocolate-free one.
So the idea is to fill the eggs with fun things, right? Tiny
Exactly.
items that kids would like.
You could have, even if it just being really simple, just a simple little chocolate egg inside the plastic egg.
Ooh, this has a spot. Well,
Yeah, this has a finger puppet.
nice. And
So,
chocolate.
so just
Oh, that's
little
really nice.
little
Okay,
fun
yeah.
things. With the plastic eggs, you can then, if it's drizzling outside, you can put them outside. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah, and it won't get wet or anything.
It won't get wet.
so-
Oh, we'll just throw that one in there too. But
Okay.
the idea is keep lots of color.
I think we should do. Do we have green? Yes,
We have a
do. Do
green.
we have purple?
We don't have a purple.
Okay.
There we go. So it's really nice and easy. If you don't want them to have candy at all, then what you can do for that is you can fill it with things like butterfly nets, skipping ropes, chalk, all the things that are all about springtime. It's just a matter of simply bringing it up. Easier said than done. Bring it across.
So should I hold it while
Sure, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. And if you're decorating, there's all kinds of fun things that you can do for decorating around the house.
Yeah.
You make your table very spring-like. Quick and easy.
And one can do balloons and
You can do
different
balloons.
things.
You can do the little bunny footprints.
Oh,
that can go
nice.
onto any kind of flooring, and they peel right back up again.
Matt,
You're looking to see what's in them, aren't you?
I could good Easter egg hunt like anybody.
yeah.
Sharpie.
So see, it really doesn't take
Sharpie for
very
you.
long to do the basket up.
Yeah, that's so easy and quick and simple. Yay, that's the basket. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Patty.
more than welcome.
And we have a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
And we have an egg hunt planned. And Matt
Come here, Matt.
has got to find the egg, and he has to put on
Are
the
you
bunny
serious?
ears.
Have to wear the ear.
The ears are pretty awesome, not gonna
And I
lie.
want the ears to go crazy. La, 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 move. La, 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 la.
Louder, be so louder, please. So where am I supposed to start looking then?
Well, should we give him a clue?
A hint would be nice.
Let's see.
Oh, there's a bunch over there.
They're-
Okay,
whoop,
good thing I have my
you're
glasses on.
You're losing
All right.
your ears.
Well, you kind of have to go.
Oh, they're right there. I found them.
No. You have to find one that has your name written on it.
my name on it.
It has your name on it. So you have to
not
go
one of these?
out there. No, it's not one of these.
Unbelievable. This is a large studio. Okay.
Well,
There's
Let's see here.
green
Howie, what do you got in your pockets
there's
there,
green
buddy?
involved, Matt.
No.
There's green involved.
There's green involved. Okay, Ronan's pocket. No. Green involved.
And it could fly.
And it can
Veronica's
fly.
Veronica, does she
Well,
fly?
she can't fly, so it's not that green.
Green and fly.
Green that can
Ronan, help me out,
fly.
buddy. All right. Green and fly.
It's so
Anyone? Anyone here can help?
Who's green and can fly?
What do you think, Anna?
What else do we do?
You're getting colder.
Think green?
You're so cool.
You're getting warmer. Warmer.
I'm getting, well, I like this game. All right. A balloon like.
Warmer.
No?
So just look in that region, just look in that area. Look underneath the chair, underneath the riser. Just
Underneath
look,
the
look,
riser?
look.
I'm losing my legs.
He found it! Yay!
Yay! I didn't know they'd be on the floor. They're still pretty good. All right. Well, this has been a successful Easter as far as I'm concerned. So, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause first to these ears and also for Pattie's Party Pals and Gisela.
Thank you.
That was some good tricks there. Maybe I can donate these back to. Those are awesome, by the way.
Aren't those great? No, there's a little toy in there for you, Matt. That's a wall crawler.
Oh, yeah, web slinger.
Matt,
All right. Yeah.
we're getting the clues to wrap up the show.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put
Stop
those in
eating
there.
the chocolates and wrap up the show.
All right. I'll do that, Dave. So, first off, thank you again so much, Peace. Thank you, Patty, for being here. I love Easter. I know from what we've seen today, a lot of planning goes into a good Easter egg hunt, and one of the worries, though, is that the early birds, the early people, get all the eggs, and for all the rest, it's Easter famine. Easter famine. Or if you get like too many people named Chris taking part, then you've reached critical Christmas. Christmas. So yeah, so there we go, they got it. So again, holidays. So remember, always remembrance to enjoy your long weekend when you're off work, because you have to get back to Labor Days eventually until that darn Good Friday comes along. And then we can dance to that song La Bamba, which was Richie Valens' Time to Shine. Richie Valens' Time to Shine. Okay, good. Todd got it. Thanks, buddy. Oh, hey, here's a joke actually for you, Todd. He's over there. What do you get when you take the cheese filling out of a Smoky? Halloween. Halloween. All right, well, I'm going to start giving my Thanksgiving now. And also, I want to give thanks right now to my man Rob, whose birthday is next week. So, Rob, give us a wave. Give us a wave.
Thank you, Matt.
Very welcome. There you go. Happy birthday.
He's a good fellow, isn't he?
He's apparently...
He's a smart, he's a good guy. I like your bunny ears. There you go.
As you can see, Rob's turning 12 this year.
No, so. I'm not.
So happy birthday, Rob.
I'm 43.
43. Yes. Rob's one of our great volunteers, so great to give you a shout out, my man.
Thanks.
So.
Thank you so much, Matt.
You're welcome. All right, handshake for that. Some awkward handshakes, beautiful.
All right, yeah.
Bam, done. Thanks, Rob. All right, thanks to Rob, and of course, all the volunteers we have here, the guest hosts, volunteer staff in front of the camera and behind the scenes. I do want to give a big thanks out to Mambo Pizza. I keep this on my fridge usually. I had to bring it in for the show here, so thanks very much, Mambo Pizza, for all the great work you do feeding our hungry crew. Hey, you can find the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. You can also get information on the show on our Central Vancouver Island Shaw Twitter page. And hey, previous episodes of the show are on Facebook or YouTube. Again, just search for us there, Shaw TV, Central Vancouver Islands. Hey, if you have a good story idea for us, if you want to be focused on the show, just drop a line to our executive producer, Kate Bergen, at kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. If you want to volunteer, be one of the staff and crew here, contact our volunteer coordinator, Melissa Hall, at melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. To finish off, the great band is going again. So one more song from TerraZetto, Each Body Beautiful. I'm going to get these eggs out of my pocket before they melt. Thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
It is sky in your eyes, I see. It is life in your lungs, breathe freely. You are the one. You are the one. Skies, 12,000 nights. I should have known I would outgrow a fascination with empty. Always ready to be unloosened from satin and the white bodice of clouds. Each body beautiful, its deliberate destination. Moving in 3 directions toward the sun, away from exhausted deities, away from death. Awake, asleep, awake, asleep. It is sky in your eyes, I see. It is life in your lungs, breathe freely. You are the one. You are the one. 12,000 skies, 12,000 nights. I should have known I would outgrow